Well, Australia have come storming back in the Border Gavaskar Trophy to level the series score at one apiece after the hammering they received from India in Perth. If you missed my previous video in which I reviewed the first test, do check it out. The link should appear here now. Watch that video and then come back to this one. But this time, the Aussies have bounced back in style and handed India a thrashing in Adelaide. Welcome back to my channel as I analyze the second test match. Plenty of exciting stuff coming up today, but before that, I want to extend my heartfelt congratulations to Gukesh Domaraju for becoming the youngest ever chess world champion. It's heartening that the youngest world champ is an Indian. Hopefully, this will inspire a lot of Indian youngsters to take up chess professionally. Outstanding victory. Check the India. If you're new here, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and away we go. India were riding high on confidence heading into the second test match, which was a pink ball day-night affair in Adelaide. Let's first talk about how the pink ball is different from the normal red ball. Firstly, the pink ball stays new for longer than the red ball. What this means is that because it has an extra coating of wax, which the red ball does not have, it takes longer for the ball to lose its shine. This helps the bowler swing the ball for longer periods of time. Usually, red balls swing prodigiously for about 20-30 overs in Australia, after which it becomes older and does not assist the swing anymore and starts to favor the batsman. However, the pink ball swings for at least 50 to 60 overs, assisting the swing for much longer. Secondly, because the pink ball test is played under lights with the last session at night, a polyurethane coat is applied to the ball to preserve the pink color for longer periods, making it easier for batsmen to spot the ball at night. Thirdly, the seam of the ball is black in color compared to the white seam of red balls. And this is done to provide contrast with the color, again helping the batsman see the ball better. So all in all, the pink ball is an advantage to bowlers and a hindrance for batsmen.
अरे कहना क्या चाहते हो?
Just because of the fact that it swings a lot more, and obviously no batsman like swing. Remember, the last time India were in Adelaide for a test match, it was also a day-night pink ball affair in which they got infamously bowled out for 36 and lost an embarrassing loss to Australia. Now, let's turn our attention to this match. Captain Rohit Sharma, returning to the side after the birth of his son, won the toss on the first morning and chose to bowl. In Adelaide, in day-night test cricket, teams always bat first because the toughest time to bat is in the twilight period just before sunset, where it's really difficult to see even the pink ball. So teams like to bat first and then declare so that they get the opposition in under lights. India had three changes to the playing 11. Shubman Gill was back in the squad in place of Padikkal. Rohit Sharma came in for Dhruv Jurel, and Ashwin came in for Washington Sundar. Interestingly, Rohit decided to bat in the middle order at number 6 because he wanted to keep the successful opening partnership from Perth of Jaiswal and KL intact. He moved back down to a position in which he started his career but had not batted in since 2018. A selfless move from the captain, admittedly one that was not easy for him personally. However, this experiment failed terribly, but more on that later. For Australia, Josh Hazlewood, who was the chief destroyer of India in that infamous 36 all-out at this very ground 3 years ago, was out injured. A major relief to all Indian fans. He is a menace to batsmen in general, but is an absolute beast with the big ball. Scott Boland came in to replace Josh. So India chose to bat, and Mitchell Starc picked up a wicket on the first ball of the test, trapping Jaiswal LBW for a golden duck. Gee, why did Jaiswal tell Starc that he's bowling slow in the first test? His first ball was a cunning outswinger that swung at pace from leg stump to off stump from over the wicket, so against his natural variation. And this delivery had Starc asking Jaiswal just one question. Are you sure I'm slow, mate? But anyway, after Jaiswal's wicket, Gill and Rahul had a pretty solid partnership of about 70 runs. Along the way, Scott Boland, on the first ball of the test match that he bowled, he got Rahul out, caught behind for a duck. But it was a no ball because he had overstepped. Later, Usman Khawaja dropped a pretty straightforward chance of KL Rahul of the bowling of Scott Boland again. So two big reprieves for KL. But he eventually fell for 37 of Mitchell Starc. Then Virat Kohli followed soon after of Starc again, and Gill fell immediately for 31, getting LBW to Scott Boland. Rishabh Pant got out for 21, And Rohit, batting at six for the first time since 2018, got an absolute cracker from Boland, getting LBW for three. So the move to go back in the middle order did not work for him. R. Ashwin scored 22 as well. But the highlight of India's batting was Nitish Kumar Reddy, who top scored for India with 42 runs, with three fours and three sixes. Along the way, he's broken a truly fascinating record. In just his second test, he now has the most sixes for India in Australia, going past serial six hitters like Virendra Sehwag and more recently Rishabh Pant. That's just crazy. Just his third innings in Test cricket, and he already has more sixes in Australia than Sehwag, who played 22 innings in Australia. However, he's not just a player who swings his bat at everything, he has a compact defensive game as well. He really looks like the overall package in whatever little we've seen of him. Fantastic start to this young man's career, and hopefully it continues for much, much longer. So, India got bowled out for just 180, and the best Aussie bowler was legend Mitch Starc. He picked up a six for. Man, he just loves bowling with the pink ball. Remember that I spoke about the pink ball and why it's better for bowlers? Mitch Starc just exploits that to perfection every time he has a pink ball in his hands. He's a pure destroyer of batting lineups and an absolute treat to watch as a cricket fan. The swing and seam he generates is like really like none other. Then Australia batted, and they batted much better than India. They put together 337 runs in their first innings. Khawaja fell once again to Bumrah pretty early, but Labuschagne and McSweeney played extremely well together in very tough batting conditions on the first night. As they faced up to the challenges of the new ball under lights and came out up on top, came out with flying colours. Both of them remained not out at stumps on day one. Then on the second morning, they exploited better batting conditions and cashed in. Nathan McSweeney fell for 39 of 109 deliveries. However, he would have felt a lot more confident after this knock, knowing that he finally contributed meaningfully in his short career so far. Manas, though, continued marching on and scored a valiant 64. His place in the Aussie side was being questioned by many before this match, and he answered all of them with this fighting knock. He was dismissed eventually by Nitish Reddy, who got him edging to gully. Steve Smith fell early again to Bumrah, as did Marsh, Carey, and Cummins to Ashwin, Siraj, and Bumrah, respectively. However, there was one guy who stood out, Travis Head. He's been a nightmare for Indians recently with his performance in the WTC final last year and the World Cup final as well. And he was at it again. After battering India around for 89 runs in the first test in Perth, he came to his home ground, the Adelaide Oval, full of confidence. Having his friends and family in the stands, including his newborn 5-week-old son, made it extra special. And he scored a quite brilliant 140. It was belligerence on another level. It was 140 from 140 balls. So he was striking at a runner ball, and it was a treat to watch. He piled on the runs and quickly as well, taking all the bowlers, including Bumrah, to the cleaners. And that's saying something. He did a little rocking of the cradle celebration with his bat when he got the 100 in honor of his newborn son. He loves the Adelaide Oval so much that this is his third 100 here out of the 8 that he has in his test career. He was dismissed by a fast Siraj Yorker, and what followed was a dirty verbal spat between the two. Siraj, being so frustrated from Head's bashing all day long, gave him a mouthful and a fiery send-off by pointing him away to the Aussie dressing room. And Head did not hold back from returning the verbal volley as well. The crowd instantly got behind their local hero and booed Siraj unanimously. Head then walked off to a thunderous standing ovation from his own people. However, the controversy spiraled out of control because Head and Siraj publicly gave very contrasting accounts of what happened. Head claimed that he told Siraj well bowled, but Siraj instead gave him a send-off and used expletives as well. However, Siraj claimed that Head instead abused him, and he just returned the same. The match referee got involved and fined both of them 20% of their match fee and handed them 1 demerit point each. 4 demerit points within 24 months leads to a 1 test suspension, so they both better be careful. I just personally, I do not think it is in the spirit of the game to abuse a player and give him a send off after he's made 140. I'm not saying that Siraj should have gone and said well played, but he should have just minded his own business and celebrated with his team. As a bowler, there is absolutely no gain in doing what Siraj did. Only things to lose. Now you are Australia's number one villain and will be booed every time you come out to bat and bowl for the rest of the series. And you've given Travis Head a reason to be harsh on you the next time you'll face him. Not like he needs one. But anyway, what's done is done, and I think the ICC has taken appropriate action. Tell me your thoughts on Siraj's send off in the comments below. It was nice to see them make up with a hug after the game, but it should be avoided in the future. Gee, this BGT is really on fire now, isn't it? So yeah, Head got out for 140 and the innings ended quickly thereafter. For India, it was Bumrah shining again with 4 wickets, and even Siraj picked up 4. So Australia managed a mammoth lead of 157 runs, putting themselves firmly in the driver's seat while at it. India's second innings was not much better than their first. In fact, it was even worse. Jaiswal got 24, Gill got 28, but the star of the show, if there even was one, was once again Nitish Kumar Reddy. He scored 42 again, just like the first innings, and was the top scorer once again. So, in the 4 innings that Reddy has played in Test cricket, he is top scored for India in 3 of those, with the other one being a 38 from 22 balls not out. So, as an Indian fan, I'm absolutely thrilled and delighted with what I'm seeing with Nitish Reddy. Long may it continue. For Australia, it was Captain Cummins' time to shine as he picked up his second 5 wicket haul against India and his 13th overall as he tore through the Indian batting. He was ably supported, with Starc taking 2 and Boland taking 3 wickets as well. So India, thanks to Reddy's knock, avoided the ignominy of an innings defeat, but only managed to set a target of 19 runs, which the Aussie openers knocked off pretty quickly. So a 10 wicket thrashing for India on Rohit Sharma's captaincy return. What's concerning is that India have now lost 4 out of the last 4 tests in which Rohit has captained. Now, India have the almost impossible task of winning all the 3 remaining tests of this series in order to qualify for the WTC final without relying on other teams' results. The series is squared up at one apiece as we head to a venue in which India probably have their best memories from an overseas test match ever, the Gabba. Yes, I see the smile on everybody's face. That test match starts tomorrow, this Saturday, the 14th of December at 5:50 a.m. IST. So an early morning start, so set your alarms because it promises to be an absolute cracker. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel as we continue to go through this BGT together. Like the video if you enjoyed, and goodbye.